All right, good morning, everyone. No, it was funny. I was typing right before I hit enter. I saw your message. I was like, oh, I don't need to double type. It's funny. All right, so Monday morning, we'll see how long my voice can hold up. Actually, it wasn't so much lacrosse this weekend. It was more doing wood chips and allergies than anything else. Um, love being outside, hate the allergies. Um, all right, so Monday morning for the most part is it's been pretty decent. We had dollar CAD with a big move and Aussie dollar with a big move. Everything else pretty much flat. Pound a little bit of strength. It's starting to move now. It's actually picking up a bit more. Um, in the last probably hour, it's picked up. I mean, pound dollar and pound yen are both moving in good directions, and then euro pound. Was last about an hour ago. I looked. It was only I think it was down like 3 or 4. So at 20, it's starting to accelerate. Most of the movement has been in the last. Most of the most of the 24-hour move has come in the last 60 minutes. Um, I'm sure you guys get what I'm saying. Um, the only news we really had this morning was the German info, which is nothing earth-shattering. It was expected to. It's higher than it was previously, not as high as expected. But again, they started doing some more shutdowns and things with COVID. So not really surprised at all by that number. It's causing a little bit of negativity inside of the euro, down 26 and 24 hours, and about half of that's in the last hour. And then obviously euro pound is kind of a joint thing. So not too much to worry about. Obviously the BOJ outlook report is something to kind of keep focus on. Japan again is having some problems with COVID right now. We heard about kind of a emergency situation last week, so I don't know. It's not like they're going to be ones raising interest rates anytime soon. They never raise interest rates. Um, it's more about kind of what recovery looks like. But again, negative sentiment there can be negative sentiment. It's not like they can't lower interest rates anymore. So you don't have to worry about that contagion. But negative is negative. But being a counter currency, not a driver, is only so much we can do with it. As far as the other hottest news, I mean, really the only big thing over here is the Australian. Kind of the Australian Chinese kind of, I guess they're calling it an olive branch. I mean, not sure if that's exactly what it is, but you know, they are at least trying to work together. They've been trading barbs back and forth for the last couple of months, and putting tariffs on each other, and now they're trying to play nice and get along. And again, for China to recover, they need the resources from Australia. So, they want that. With the rest of the world being, in a non-recovery situation, any country that's recovering, they need access to, because otherwise they're not going to be able to sell goods and services, and it's just not going to. Their recovery will be slower if they don't focus on the right people. And Australia is one of those countries that is, I would say on the good side of COVID, not necessarily the bad side. So again, they need it for their economy to recover. For them to take over, they need as many, economies to sell to as they can. This is also interesting. The UK economy is set to grow at the fastest rate on record. Again, that's I think what a lot of the Brexit people had hoped, that it would be growing. It's great that it's moving. We keep talking about it, saying that being where they were, rock bottom. You know, it makes sense. I mean, it really makes sense. There's no reason to bet against the UK. Again, we can take our intraday opportunities, but for the most part, I think fundamental wise, they're in a great position. They're doing better with the recovery. Their vaccine rollout has been better than ours is. They were already kind of low. They got kind of the Brexit monkey off their back. If they can make that deal with Northern Ireland, I mean, again, they're off to the races again. That could be a great currency to be in. I mentioned this earlier. I'm not exactly sure why the European Commission is suing AstraZeneca. They actually halted AstraZeneca. Um, they halted, injection sites, but now they're suing them for not delivering enough. It's like, well, what is it? Do you want it or do you not want it? So kind of a back and forth here with this one. And then everybody's favorite state, I clicked on this one earlier. I'm like, Todd, check this out. So this family is being charged for selling $1 million worth of bleach as a COVID cure. Uh, it's actually a pretty interesting article. If you guys want something to kind of shake your head and be like, this is not real, this would be a good story. This guy is the Archbishop of the Genesis 2 Church of Healing and Health. Or I'm sorry, Health and Healing, based in Bradenton, Florida, I guess. They used to make, before COVID, they used to make $32,000 a month selling this mineral thing, right? That a couple of people have died, many people have been hospitalized for it. But then once COVID came out, right, they were making $132,000 a month by selling this COVID cure. It's basically bleach, guys. So if you drink bleach, then yeah. But yeah. This guy's funny. Maybe they got the idea from Trump. It's like, no, they were doing this well before Trump. It was actually it's funny. Click on the article. It was they were an expose article, one of those things, from 2016, um, telling his mineral cure. And again, COVID wasn't here in 2016. So yeah, but funny article. But hey, go Florida, go Florida. Tomorrow morning, there's not really a whole lot of news that we got to worry about early on. First thing will be consumer confidence, so we'll be able to talk. We'll have the Nadex presentation before then. We won't have the drawn out session. That'll be tomorrow at 12. So we'll have that, but it's expected to be good. So that may be good for the overall indices today. Let's bring it over and let's go right into the currencies, and we'll pull some of these up. Obviously, long weekend. I was trying to get again recovery from COVID shot, as well as get these wood chips out before they rot in the front yard. In 2 games, I didn't get it here. I wasn't able to update too much, but as you can see, we're back in kind of that intraday level again, both intraday and larger. I think 78.11 is the area to watch out for. Again, all this movement and really back to, I guess, yesterday. But I mean, here's the European Open. It's a decent move up, right? You guys can see it from here to where we are right now. 33 is not bad, but most of it started from last night. This kind of push over. And again, makes sense. I mean, it's rallying. It's looking for sellers. Unfortunately, there wasn't. There was a small level here, and it took a bounce off of that. But that's it. Again, in Sunday night, there's not going to be enough into that one. So I would say right now, again, sliding these forward, probably adjust this one a little bit here. This was the one last week we were looking for this to go higher. Let's see. Let's pull these off. I'm just going to slide this one over here. We'll use. I guess we'll use this. Is that primary level? Do I want to use that one? I'm going to leave that on there for right now. Turn this yellow. All right. And again, there's 2 right here on top of each other, so we'll keep this one. Actually, this one should be adjusted to there. So yeah, literally right on top of each other. All right. I like this exit better than I like this exit, so we'll see. But right now, that's what I've used my top and bottom: 78.12 and 76.87. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen is again rallying back up again. We're approaching that third. There's a small level here, and we're getting a little bit of a kickback from it. It was not a horrible level. I mean, it's okay. And this is actually looks like it's front run just a little bit. I mean, you can see there's a little hiccup here as well, and that it looks like it ran into the hiccup. I would say wait for this one to come higher. These are from last week. These basing. Let's see. This one was not adjusted. So let's go ahead and move this one over. There. Push this forward. 4-hour. Curve is still good. Unlock it. There we go. Drop it back down to 30. All right. So that was a hiccup. All right. I want to bring this one across. Whoops. There we go. All right. So we got a guy here, which is untested. This is going to be an extreme push. Got 2 tests off this level right here. Again, this is the same one we've had from before. This is an old one. You guys have seen this one before. Would have liked it if this had rallied just a bit more. I like this as a turnaround level. I think this is a decent, it kind of did a little funky pattern up top. Instead of just being the one top base, it did kind of come down and push back up. But I do like the level. I would have liked to taken a short off that one. That was pretty decent. I mean, it was basically a 5-hit miss on that one. It's 9:45 right now. If we can get a little, and again, this is a kind of a we'll see. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get the push up, but if we can get a pullback and a push up, there may be the opportunity to play a reversal in this one today. And again, all that would be the profit taking of the Aussie strength in the overnight. Um, like I said, I would prefer it as a first touch. It's just before the top tier. But again, if we come up and start basing below it, then again, your entry is going to be at 84.65. But I would look for a roll. I think that there will be reason to kind of roll and kind of come back into the mean here. Euro pound. Euro pound is kind of just shopping. Um, again, this was a level from last week. A little hiccup there. I would actually roll. Let's just steal this one, and we're going to bring this across to here. We're going to mark this entire level and use this as a green. All right, I'm going to keep this on my radar. This one went up. Let's extend this across. It's going to be another one, although I'm going to use this one too. Again, touch, base. Do I use that base? No, we'll put it down here. Right there. So here's a couple different areas that I'd be interested in taking longs out of. And again, I may actually just use these for European session opens, but I think all three of these are decent levels. Again, this is a touch. There was a base here. It came up and touched it and touched it. So we know we have buyers sitting at 86.72. Something to watch out for. 86.41, again, level of basing, decent push off of it. And again, if we continue this back, you can see that this is a level. There was you can see this was a touch here, a chop here, a chop here, basing, a touch, peaked above, peaked below, ran through. So 86.41 is a level that has definitely been one of those area of interest levels. And again, could we take a long off of it? Absolutely. I mean, it is in a lower section. I'll leave it as kind of a let's see what happens when we approach, but I think that's a decent one. And then again, much lower. This 85.86 was a level that we had basing. It touched here, got front run here, and it's another one that I'm looking for potential long opportunities. Now, top side, again, it's kind of one of those ones. It's like, you know, top side is European strength, pound weakness. I don't know that we're going to get a bunch of that right now. And I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, this level, I wouldn't say that we have marked. I wouldn't even say that this is like the best of levels. It's an area where I'd be looking for some type of a top, but it wouldn't be like a number one, like, hey, I'm getting in short here. I think the next, like, really, really decent one is probably more in this range. Um, and the reason why is because of the test up top, the push up, and then just the absolute collapse. So I think 88.30, 88.39 are much better. I think much better levels to get short. I would say that if we can get up in this level, again, if we're going to need a confirmation short on that one, I'll mark it off as kind of a yellow. Like we'll look at it, but right now I wouldn't be willing to take that one just automatically. But I do like this one here. That one I am willing to step in on. Let's see. Take this, turn this red. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let me just continue this across. There we go. All right. And again, big question right now is kind of like, are we trending in this one? I would say not really. It's kind of that doing that Monday morning consolidation, right? We had the kind of the push up and then the roll back down again, and we're kind of still stuck in that same area. I do like this one more short than anything else, but again, with the right catalyst, if we can come down again, there could be a bounce off of this initially as well. Euro yen. Euro yen is also kind of choppy back and forth. We had marked these off. I mean, we talked about getting short somewhere up in this level, and you can see the 30.57. It was an old level, but again, the way we bounced off of it here and then based in it, it was a level that we had to continue across. It hit it a few times. It's kind of pulled back down again. It wasn't necessarily one of those ones I was interested in. It did do an overnight turn, and again, it did what it was supposed to do. I mean, here was a level right here that we were kind of cautious with, right? And you guys can see, mark it off right there. There was the pop back up again. So there really wasn't enough room. You're talking about 20 pips. There really was not enough room on this one. At this point, I would say, let's see, do we have enough to the downside? Short. Mm, yes, we do. So I would say, it's possible. Like I said, it's coming off a higher level. This is a level that buyers have stepped in. I don't know that it'll fail in this next shot, But if we do fail, if we do get more of that European weakness, I think there could be a Harry Potter trade in here. Put your target again. Target level here is putting us in front of, really in front of this area here. You can see that it's yeah, it's right here would be the actual level, right? And you can see it's above where our profit needs to be. So here would be the, let's see, change that to here. There you go. There's your profit level. This one would be an entry below 130.19 down to 129.88. And we could probably run it just a little bit longer if you wanted to, but it's not necessarily a horrible trade to the downside. Euro dollar. So euro dollar is almost back again. Let's see, we can remove this. I don't need this little one. Still waiting for this to kind of overcome, although it's getting a little bit shy right now. I think this was. I don't need this one because we burst through it. I would say right now for this one, obviously we got to mark the area up top, kind of this zone right here, right? Nice base, but I mean again, it's in the overnight, so it's not really anything crazy. We had this touch at 5 though, so here's your European kind of European opens right here. So it was a decent short. I didn't catch this one. That would have been a decent runner to the downside. Uh, really, I mean, it's like, trying to get a decent target on the downside. Um, mm, I don't like this right here. Hmm. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. 1 hour. Let's see here. Change this across. And yeah, profit target short on that one. So, do I want that one? I know we're waiting for a break of this. Oops. Crap. I didn't want to touch that. Oops. Right there. Oops. Let's bring this across. We're looking for when the break comes here, we're looking for a break of this. Okay. So yeah, right now, top and bottom. I mean, this is going to be hard. There's going to be an area right here where buyers step in. Right. Nice push off of that one, and that was a European Open. So I would say right now this would be my top and bottom. And then pull this. Oops. And again, if we want to run a kind of an intraday level, where is it? We could run kind of an intraday piece from here to here. Okay, is what I'd be looking for. Yeah, no man's land. There's some buyers here, but I don't know this is a decent level. I think this is a much cleaner level down here. So 120, 106, 120.28 on top side. Um, Looking at pound yen. So pound yen again, we were looking for this to roll somewhere. And again, it came in late, late, and then here's where we ended the week. And it kind of pushed off. I mean, there was a trade in here, right? There was a trade here, touch, and kind of a boom, but it really hasn't moved too much. I would say our thinking on this one is still, quite. Let's see, let's move this over. I'll just take it off now. It doesn't matter. Let's bring that for the week. This for the week. This is good here. This level is probably fine here. One, two. We took the bounce. This one got front run and then pushed, and then again there was a short here. The pullback down. You can see boom, boom, but I wouldn't use it again at this point. Provided some opportunity. Let's bring this across. All right, so. Mm, Or just a little bit closer. There we go. Really, I'm going to do it from here to here. Okay, so there's kind of our this is kind of our intraday curve level with the grander 4 hour one. So You know, I would say 51.11, an area to watch out for. It was a drop, sideways drop, and nice push off. It hasn't really been tested back up there. This was a European session open. So again, we know this was a level that there was definitely some buying or some selling power stepping in at 51.93. I think either of those two is fine. The 48.77 is also a level I'd be willing to get long in. And I think that's something that, again, keep on your radar. It's just doing a little kind of chopping consolidation right now, but we could get some movement. Pound dollar, kind of the same thing. I mean, here's that level that we talked about lower. It's been hit a number of times right now. I think at this point we'd be looking for more shorts than anything else. There was a push from last week. You guys can see, the old level here is the base, top, 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 top. Number of opportunities to the downside. I think keep it there, but just be cautious because it has hit a number of times. I like the kind of the push here. I think this was a decent, right? I think that was a decent level in there. So just be cognizant of that one as well. There could be something in there when we break, break of the 39.41, right? I like that push. I think that's a decent push. Yeah, this is the old new. Hmm, let's see. Yeah, that was good. Pop, extend. Let's put an intraday level of here down. Oops, not 45. 30 is perfectly fine. There we go. And look for this one. Again, this is a level that's been used on both sides, right? It was a top, a top, a top. Then it was the bottom, and then it chopped. It was the bottom, bottom. So again, it's a level that we definitely watch out for. Um, which drop we got down? About 43 pips. I don't know if we'll see it today or not. But this could be a European session trade, right? This could be a Euro session trade open, right? So 139.43, 130, 138.42. Dollar CAD dropping. Um, this is This is one of those ones that's kind of a fun trade. So when the CAD gets stronger, right? So this is how it works. When you have in-laws that are from Canada, of course, they're just like in-laws here, right? They give money and stuff like that for like holidays and birthdays. But it's funny, we get it, and we kind of sit on it. We wait till the price comes back down again. When it's up here, it's really bad because it takes a lot of It's like the kids get money. It's like yeah, that's only half the amount here. But when it goes back down again, it's like woohoo, that's good. Like God forbid, like God forbid it ever comes down to like parity. My wife is gonna it'll get nuts. It'll get nuts. So right now we had talked about this level last week. We had a number of touches. We had 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and you can see it finally grown. Has pushed through that level. It was something that we had expected. Now this did go just slightly higher. We had talked about this coming back up and retracing. And again, this is that great Canadian news last week. So let's clean this up a bit here now. Let's go back up to the 4 hour. Like I said, I don't do as much with the Canadian dollar with Nadex, just because again, um, the spread width is just huge. Let's pull that across. And again, I think that's still a decent level we'll focus on. We can delete this. We don't need this. Get the little boxes out of here. Let's see. Go down to an hourly. Yeah, it's that same level that keeps getting touched. We're going to adjust this a bit. Like I said, this level's been hit numerous times at this point, but it's becoming one of those levels that just keeps, the gift that keeps on giving. So we'll focus on that and kind of just, at this point, we have the touch here and it's pushing. And again, if you didn't get this Harry Potter, again, guys, 1, 2, this was a touch. 4, it didn't actually break it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, we talked about it going short. And if you needed a confirmation entry to get in, there was your confirmation entry, and it's pushed down, what, 30 pips already? Oh, no, this one is not the big one. No. 41. Sorry, 41 pips. Since this one is pushed. And again, lower, you can see there's really not a whole lot here. Let me see, dollar CAD wise. I had a level and I forgot to bring it over. Let me pull it up real quick. Dollar CAD, where is it? What is it? 123.15. 123.15 horizontal line. Did I say 123? Yeah, 123.15. Oops, not that one. 123.15. I have a level sitting down here that I'm kind of watching out for. It's 121.15 to 122.51. 122.51. Now, this is a daily level. Okay. Actually, let me adjust this down. There's a daily level that I'm looking for down there. And again, much too much risk for one trade, but I'm looking for that for potential kind of a bottom for things. Down in the 122, and again, 122 is pretty low. Canada's good and all, but I don't know if they're that good, right? Um, let's see. We can pull these. We don't need this anymore. Okay, let's go back to a 2 hour. Let's see. Mm. All right. So on a 1 hour basis, this is an interesting level. I'm going to leave it there. I can't really leave it there. Let me see. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Put it down just a bit. I like how I don't like that it's been there for a while in the 30-minute. I like how it came up, but again, it's kind of in that European session to like the US session right here, and then it kind of took off. So I think this could be a potential kind of reversal. And the reason why I'm throwing it on there is because I'm kind of looking for a reversal for this morning. Because again, it's pretty much been just straight CAD strength, right? Um, I'm looking for a bit of a bounce. If we can get a bounce off of 124.06, I think that would be decent. And again, this is that Harry Potter kind of bounce that gave you a short in the overnight, would have got in at the European session. Again, it was a level that was touched, based in, pulled below, gave us the space, pulled back. There was your short. Okay. Um, Oops, not that one. I don't know what I did there. Right there. So again, profit targets at this point because you should be short. I think we have enough room. Oops, no, not that one. It's this one. Actually, this should be refined a little bit. It should be there. Yeah, right there. So there's your 1 to 3. If you take this one all the way down, it would have been your. It's a 4 to 1. So we'll track that one as it comes through. But yeah, so there was your Harry Potter in the overnight, based off the European session open. Okay. So look for that to push down. Again, take your profit at 124.06, but again, there could be a potential bounce. And again, remember, if we base sideways in here, we do have the opportunity to go lower. But you got to mark off this 123.15. Those are daily levels that are on the radar. Now, dollar Swiss is more or less just kind of going back and forth. Like I said, here's where we go, and then all of a sudden here was Sunday. We just kind of retrace the same rally. I don't think there's much in there. Here was a Harry Potter, but again, remember, we were closing down here. Here's where we ended. We don't bring the Harry Potters over from the weekend, particularly on a Sunday night, because there's no trading in there. But interesting enough, if you did take it across, you can see it. It didn't clear it. It came across. It kind of came back over, and it's still using that same level. I would say let's look for a break, but we're probably going to have to adjust it down a little bit. It's probably going to be more of a base in probably this area at this point. Um, it's probably where it's going to be. But like I said, we were waiting for a break and we got it, but it was too late in the week to really do anything with it, which sucks. But it happens. It happens. So um, we have the one level marked here. We're gonna mark this one off too. I do think anything topside, this would be a decent level for a profit target. Again, huge move off. It got front run here, was unable to get back again. So if you guys don't have this marked off, mark up this 91.97. Okay. Um, There's buyers right down here. I'm gonna pull this now. We don't need it now that we have the newly established level. There we go. Never successful short. We don't need that. Remove that. We have the top piece of it. All right, so there's what we got for dollar Swiss. And again, there's two levels here, but we're looking for kind of that new, kind of the new base, right? Again, maybe it's there. I don't know. We're gonna leave both of these here. I'd like to get short if we can break that. If we can break 91.20, I'd like to get short, but I don't necessarily. I hate that it ended the week there because it kind of ruins the trade setup. So, but right now, 91.97 and 90.84 are really the top and bottom on this one. Okay. Dollar Swiss. I'm sorry, dollar yen. So dollar yen, big push up, parabolic retracement back, gave us kind of a little bit of a double top in there. And again, there's some sellers here. I mean, we have sellers here, we have sellers here, we have sellers here. I mean, obviously, there's a level sitting right here, right? Touch, touch, touch. Got front run, kind of the same thing. I mean, this one right now to me looks like it's setting up more for a short. Unfortunately, I didn't get the entry. I was actually looking for it to go higher. I didn't get it, and it's already started to pull away. It's a decent push too. Yeah, it's already 30 pips away. So it just it's one of those ones that's kind of left without us. Profit targets for this one, guys, I would have lower. I mean, you got to be looking at this level down here at 107. What is it? 107.20, 107.73 is where you'd be collecting profit. This one is really, again, we're in that no man's land. I mean, look at, we had decent movement kind of based above, and then this we've just been kind of back and forth, right? Um, even these old levels, if you bring them across, they're just, it keeps coming back to the same spot, right? Bottom, 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 excuse me, base, pull back, again, top, 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 base, pull down, right back up, down, back to it again, back to it again. So I would say look for profit targets below where we are, may give us a potential entry. But again, 28 and 53 are the two that I'd be watching out for. I don't even know. Let me see. Do I have anything here? Let me see. Pull it to 1 hour. There's a couple in there. Let me see. Hold on one sec. Let's see. I'm pulling another chart real quick. I thought I had a level on this one also. Let me see. Man, if I could ever get a function that like I could sync my other charts with TradingView, it would be awesome. I'd be all over that. Oh, whoops. I would do that. Right? Like, because I use multiple platforms. Oh, I do have an update for you guys as well. Hold on, let me pull that again real quick. 30. No, there's not. On an hourly basis. Yeah, which one's it looking at? Hold on. I'm trying to figure out which one. One sec. Let's put that there. Oh, it's that one. Trying to see what the indicator is pulling. It's pulling this one right here. It's pulling this, although I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. I don't know. We'll have to see when we get down there. I'm not in love with that one, unfortunately. I just, there. I just don't like these levels in there. None of those stand out as being like, ooh, earth-shattering based levels. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to force this one. Anyway, yeah, the update is the programmer has the indicator for TradingView. So we may just bring the indicator may be brought over here pretty soon. Although it's going to be like an indicator light. So you guys know on MT4 it has all the functions. It's got like a bunch of buttons at the bottom where you can do violated levels. You can go back in time and see where levels were and all those things. All those functions don't exist in TradingView, but it looks like we think we can have it draw the current levels. So it won't do the back ones, but it will do the forward ones or the current live ones. is what it's looking like right now. But the code is with the Matt has found somebody and has shared the code, so it's in the works right now as something that is new. But like I said, it's going to be the indicator will be slightly different. It doesn't have all the buttons and functions and stuff. But yeah, so that's all again. So let's go across. Let's look at the let's go to commodities for a second. So interesting enough, 61 has been kind of the holding point. There's a little area right here for shorting. I think we still got to keep the 6250 up there. This one again, 1, 2, 3. Here's your 3. Here's number 4. So it's been punched through. I don't know that we can continue to use that level much longer. I'll put this down here as a level to watch out for. I'll put this green, change that white. Yeah, I mean this was that open. This was that one really funky European Open for an inventory day, and you can see at this point it's come down, and they're basically they've used that level up, and you can see now it's kind of flirting with this level right here. So I'm gonna actually change this one. There's a couple in there, but I'm gonna change this one this direction and see if we can pull something along those lines. Right, it's kind of what I'm looking for. Change this to a light green. Something along those lines. If we can get a crash. Change that to red. Look for a little Harry Potter trade because, like I said, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, waiting for number 4. So a break of 60.55 could be a push to the downside. This week should be interesting for oil. I think oil needs to come down just because we do have the OPEC meeting and in oil inventory. And remember, last week the Department of Justice was like, "Oh, yes, it is fair for us to go after OPEC, which is 7 nations." I don't know how you're going after them for a monopoly suit. It just doesn't. You can try, but it's just it's whatever. Um, but I feel like OPEC will have a response this week in regards to demand. Um, and again, based off the positive recovery and what we heard from them, I feel like they're going to increase supply again. I think that's the general consensus. Being above 60, I think they will do it. They're going to know it's going to drop, but I feel like there's a couple levels in here. I think it's I kind of want it to rally in the next 2 days. I'd like to, if we can get up to 62.50 for Wednesday's release, I think that's going to be a big drop to the downside. But we'll kind of see where it goes tomorrow. Gold. Gold chopping back and forth. And this is literally just chopping back and forth. We've had these levels, and again, 1, 2, 3. We're looking for the 4th break was there. The lower level, again, 1, 2, 3. Here was number 4, and it kind of snapped through. 61, and again, we mentioned this with Todd. I think the 2 levels you need to watch out for are 1795 and 1761. I think both are great levels. Right now, it's literally just stuck in this kind of doldrums, just chopping back and forth. This will be a big player on Wednesday for FOMC. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of movement before then, but for the most part, I think once if we don't have any movement, before the open on Wednesday, I think this thing will go stagnant until there's a talk. And I do feel like if I had to make my prediction right now, I mean, I don't know where it's going to be level base wise, but my prediction right now is if this comes down at all, we get long this on Wednesday. I just feel like everything that we've seen, heard, everything has been good. I think it all makes sense for this to go higher. So yeah, just keep that on your radar, guys, to go high. Remember, silver is going to be kind of the same deal. Here was our levels from last week, and again, 1, 2, 3. We expected a break. It did. It broke and it came back up again, and it's kind of fallen and come back to it again. If you see here, again, we were expecting the break. There's the break. It came down. I had much issues. Based in it again. Came lower. Grabbed some buyers. Came back up. Came through, and we kind of bounced it off of again. So it's been a pretty popular level. I mean, at this point, we can take these off and adjust this level forward. I would say if we bring this up top, let's move and use this level now. We'll raise this up to 26.53. Let me go ahead and oh, the girl's awake. She's grabbing her stuff. The bag lady is on the way. She's like, I'm by myself. Where is everybody? Come get me. Go ahead, Jinjin, get your pack. She's like, where is everybody? But yeah, I wouldn't say this one is really trending either way. And this was a decent bounce. So I think right now 26.53, 25.50 on the bottom are both decent targets. Again, same thing. I would expect this to go up on Wednesday. Let's go into the indices and see what we got over in this land. And again, we were looking for this to push higher. We talked about it earlier morning. Again, it's basically been straight up since about 5, 6 o'clock this morning. There's a little bit of a pullback. Again, it's probably some profit taking from in the overnight. We were looking for a break. And again, this was the Biden speech. We were looking for it to go higher. This is Biden mentioning the capital gains. And all it was is a parabolic. And again, it just continued to push high, high, high. Went and kind of peaked here on the 23rd. And then again, pull back right at the end of the day, which always sucks. But, again, we know that this was an area of buying right there, right? There's your base. It basically closed on top of it. It touched it in the overnight, bounced, touched it again this morning at 6, and has been off to the races. So it's been a good level. As far as where we go, again, I'm going to say it. I think we hit 4,200 this week. It's only 20 points higher. We could technically, if we get a really positive day today, we can technically hit it today. I think, again, trying to find an area to short this one is going to be difficult because it is high. There was a couple sellers that stepped in here right at 41.86, but I think I think this week we got to look at 4,200. Particularly if FOMC says that we're not going to raise interest rates. The inflation we're seeing it's transient. It's all going to go back down again before it goes up. I think all this leads to us hitting 4,200. I think that's the first step, and then from there we can try to find a top for this one. But again, I'd be staying long. NQ, kind of the same thing. We talked about a big push up, and we did. We got a big, we got that big push up last week. And again, it was just a parabolic retracement move from here. So again, if price is able to drop, we do have these trades set up. We'll leave them there. This one, again, here's that level, right? Here's that old level. It paused, again, gave us the push up, came back down, and then the week ended right here. And we're using that same level right now, and it's really chopping back and forth. So I would say kind of the same. I mean, if you're looking for this one to kind of give us like some type of a Harry Potter, I mean, this is a 15-minute chart. It's a level. I don't know that I would use that for it, but it's one of those things. Just keep it on the radar. I mean, this could be the new bottom area. But again, I mean, the trades already happened this morning. There'll probably be some type of hiccup over here, but I do think this one, and again, target for this one is going to be right here, 14,000, right? Big round number. It's within striking distance. I mean, we can get to it. And again, it's not an all-time high, but again, it's a psychological, it's a news release, right? We just broke 14,000 again in NQ, right? And again, I think the next big kind of turning point up top is going to be here. This is going to be the big true test, right? It's going to be this level right here. Oops. Right there. Okay. I think those are the big ones. So yeah, I mean, we could look for this. Let me see. Is it? Nah, it's in the middle of nowhere. So I mean, it's okay. But again, we're on a 15-minute chart, so there's not a whole lot we can do here. And again, a break of 13,979. 1,400 is right there. There's been a couple sellers up there, maybe a little hiccup at 14,075, but I feel like it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna push up and really do some testing up top if we can break it. So, yeah, I think that's our next story. And then YM. We talked about it earlier, coming back up. Interesting enough, we mentioned, hey, listen, here's the last little tiny bit of sellers coming in here at 34.50. We got to. We missed it by 4 points, and it kind of gave us a little reversal. But same thing, right? 1, 2, 3. We're waiting for a burst through. Right there, waiting for the push through, and again looking for this one to go higher. And remember, here's the last. Here's the the magical number, 34,145. If we break, I think it goes higher. I mean, as I said, I just don't see any reason why this one won't go. I mean, unless Biden says something really crazy again. I don't know. I mean, if there's a headline, I guess it's coming. But like I said, I think the way to play this one is you really got to find. It's about finding good entries, right? I mean, this is a European session open 6 o'clock, 7. I guess it's a gap. I guess you guys may have been able to snag this one right at 9:30. And again, it was a quick down, quick spike up. It's been pretty volatile back and forth. The Monday morning trader's not really sure what to do. It's literally just ping ponging. So, I gotta say go long. I just don't see any reason why, unless they tell us they're raising interest rates on Thursday or on Wednesday. I feel like we're gonna get up there. So here's your first. Trying to see how high we could take this one this week. Let's see what we got. 400. 345. We'll use 345. Oops. I guess visibility's fine. I missed it by 1. Really? Really? There we go. I think if there is no mention of raising interest rates sooner, recovery going greater than expected, and all the inflation that we've seen is just transient, we're still not going to raise. I think this has the potential to hit 34,500 this week. I think we can get there. I think we can get there. So that's going to be my call. All right. So that's pretty much it. Dollar index is more or less just kind of bouncing back and forth on a 30, kind of stuck. All the currencies are there. Natural gas, again, we talked about this one dropping. You guys can see it took a big push down. Get a little bit of a help today, but we talked about this one coming down last week. Looks like bonds are trying to make a push as well. So, not bad, not bad. I love it. Bitcoin's up 10%, but it's only 53,000. So, a little bit more news. Let's see if anything else has come through. USD holding up for now. Stocks are drifting. Yeah. No real news either. So, no real headlines. So, yeah, I would just, I expect this to start to slow down in the afternoon. EU set to allow vaccinated tourists this summer. Yeah, it's great. It's not going to be a ton. We'll see. Yeah, whatever. I don't think that's going to bring a whole lot of people back. And again, if Germany doesn't kind of lock things down, I think they got to get through this wave 3 before they can really start worrying about summertime. So, all right. So with that said, let's go ahead and do the drawing. It's a little bit early today. But girl is whining in the other room, so we might as well do this quick before she full melts down. Got 7 people, and I'll give you guys about another minute to get in on this one. Ernest, I'm assuming the nice was for the TradingView one. But yeah, it's in the programmer's hands. He has the original code. Well, the original slim down code. Because like the violated zones and all that stuff, there's no buttons and things like that. We can't add any of that. He also has trend state as well, so we're trying to have him do both trend state and levels. And remember, I don't highlight trend state here. That's only for people that have the class, but you guys should absolutely be using trend state still. There's way too many 4-hour, 30-minute setups with trend state, but I'm leaving that for students only. So, yes, Jin, I hear you. Do you guys hear? I rethrow, which is the current zones and trend state. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing. She's it's like she's dying. She's like, Dad. She can't get all her stuff. So, all right, winner, Jin, I'll be 1 second. She's turned into such a diva this week. It's crazy. All right, winner today's drawing is, look at that. Ernest pulls the win off for the week. Mark is complete. Look at that. Starting off Monday right. Leaderboard. Let's go ahead and give Ernest his 25. There we go. Congratulations to Big E. Yeah, you take that. Dang. I know. You know it's bad when Ernest wins with 1 ticket, right? You know it's bad. Yeah, I don't really see. There's no other things out here. So, yeah. I'm totally going to steal this pitch. Everybody's been trying to figure out how to do that. It's been like a year. Actually, it's probably been longer than that. Excuse me. Ernest has been trying to steal Will's for a year. So that's been the thing. He's been trying to steal his. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go with the girl. I'm going to go get some breakfast. You guys have a good Monday. Hopefully we get some more movement. And like I said, I think once we get this day in, I think tomorrow will be a better mover. Look at this, euro yen is just completely flat. So, and I'll keep you guys on updates, the indicator status as I get it. So you guys take care. Have a good one. I'll catch you tomorrow.